Hey y'all, this summer I was given the fantastic privilege to go to Atlanta, Georgia with my church youth group to serve the homeless community there. This was a very, very hard trip for me to go on because while I'm comfortable talking to people and interacting with others, I'm definitely not comfortable just walking up to a person on the street and saying, "Hey, my name's Michaela, I'd love to talk to you." But I had to do a lot of that while I was in Atlanta. I realized that even though that was a weakness of mine, God was using that to show his strength. One story in particular was I had started writing a prayer list on my hand throughout the week. So whenever I met somebody new or whenever somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm really struggling with something," I wrote that person's name on my hand so that I would remember to pray for them. And one day I was serving lunch and I had met this man. His name was Jason. And I set a plate of food down in front of him and he said, "What's that on your hand?" And I said, "Well, that's my prayer list." And he said, "Well, put me on there." And I said, "All right, let me go get a pen." And I came back and I sat down with him and I said, "Okay, Jason, how can I pray for you?" And so I wrote his name on my hand. Periodically, he would come over and make sure it was still there and that it hadn't been washed off. And he was just really blessed by the fact that I cared enough to pray for him. So later that week, I saw him on the street and I went up to him and I said, "Hey Jason, your name's still in my hand. I'm still praying for you." His reaction to that was so genuine and his face lit up and he realized that he was cherished and he was needed and he was loved and that somebody cared enough to show him the respect that he deserves. God really used this trip to show me that even though these people are homeless, they are just people. They've just made different choices, and that they deserve to be loved just like everybody else.